Hello everybody, it is Mike's Talks and Thoughts here, back again with another video for you guys, and today we are here with the Drake and Josh TV series reviews here. As you can see here, Drake and Josh absolutely destroyed Ned's Declassified here when it comes to the voting. So with that here, we are going to be getting into the Drake and Josh TV series review here. I'm going to be giving a little bit of synopsis on the show here, giving my thoughts on the show, giving my closing thoughts, one show recommendation, and then also what tier I have the show in. Down in the description below, I will also have my TV database and my Patreon link down there if you want to show some support here. And if you're new to the channel, if you like TV and TV related videos, then definitely consider hitting the subscribe button down below, like, comment, and share as well. Definitely helps with the support here for my channel. So without further ado, let's get started here. Drake and Josh here was a show that ran from 2004 until 2007 at 57 total episodes and 2 TV movies as well. And the show was created by Dan Schneider here. And I want to say before getting into any of the review here, Drake and Josh here is actually my favorite teen or childhood show of all time here. Basically, the main focus of the show, it follows 2 stepbrothers, Drake Parker and Josh Nichols here. They merged together their families, Josh's dad and Drake's mom, and it basically follows the trials and tribulations of life between Drake and Josh, either together or separately, and the shenanigans that they get through in each episode. Drake is like the cool ladies man, while Josh is like the smart, socially awkward one. So yeah, that's a little bit of synopsis on Drake and Josh here. I'll be going into a little bit of spoiler warning here, so if you haven't seen the show, definitely click to this timestamp here, and then you can skip forward and come back to this video when you've watched some Drake and Josh. But if you are a Drake and Josh fanatic like I am, definitely stick around here. We got some great things to talk about the show. So for Drake and Josh here, this was, of course, like I said, a absolute childhood classic here. And the show doesn't really follow any sort of crazy storyline here, but all the episodes kind of flow together in like a story-wise, where each episode's kind of its own thing, and you can connect the episodes together, where it really doesn't have an overarching story, but you can kind of put the pieces together as you go along, and it's definitely a great one to binge through and watch through, even especially when you're older and want to go back for nostalgic reasons like I do. And each season here has very strong episodes that span through the entire season that they are in, and honestly, really no bad episodes in this show here. Drake and Josh here also has the ability to become stronger and stronger each and every season. In my opinion, from season 1 to season 4, each and every season, they got stronger and stronger with the amount of episodes that they had and the quality of those episodes. And, you know, that is an amazing thing that a show can do here. You want to be able to keep getting better and better in Drake and Josh, especially in the later seasons 3 and 4, really hitting some really high peaks with their episodes here. And speaking about the quality of episodes, one episode that I really want to point out here and how it's a little bit different from each and every one of the other episodes here that I want to talk about is Josh is Done here. This was a great and different sort of episode here for the show. This is actually the highest rated one on IMDb with a rating of a 9.4 out of 10. Really strong rating here. This one was a little bit different. You know, this is a sitcom, and you know, a lot of the comedy based and slapstick humor and good one-liner jokes here. But this episode really follows a different course of action where Drake ends up making Josh late for an important test that he needs to get to, and basically Josh says that he is just going to be done with Drake, done interacting with him, done hanging out with him, basically done acknowledging his existence. And basically what happens is Josh, his life ends up going sky high here. He gets all these rewards, and he becomes so much better as a person here, in the fact that he's able to be more successful here, and Drake here ends up becoming as low as he's ever been. It's definitely a tables turning moment here, as you know, Drake in all the episodes is usually high and always ends up succeeding, while Josh is usually the one that's down low and ends up getting a failure here. This was a nice change of pace here, and it really was great to see Josh able to succeed here. But in the end of this episode, we are able to see how Josh is able to forgive Drake for everything that happened. And, you know, they end up going back together. You know, not the best thing for Josh, but it's a great bittersweet ending. And I love the ping pong scenes in this episode here. And going over some of my favorite episodes from each season here. From season 1, my favorite would be the Dune Buggy episode. From season 2 would be the Blues Brothers episode. From season 3 would be the Demonator episode. And for season 4, the Treehouse episode. And some of my other favorites for the show include Really Big Shrimp. That was actually a 2-part episode for the show. Pool Shark, and The Storm here. All really classic episodes from the show. But like I said earlier, this was a show that, was so great with its 2 leads, Drake and Josh. And there was really no bad episodes from this series. There was definitely ones that were weaker than the others. My least favorite, I would say, was the one where Josh drops the dumbbell or the barbell on his foot. That used to just give me the cringe vibes growing up and watching that when they revealed Josh's foot here. But as I've gotten older and rewatched it, it's definitely become something that I like more. Of course, I like the Drake impersonation of a doctor here. Great part of the episode. Another huge positive here for Drake and Josh here is I absolutely love Josh Nichols' character development throughout the show. I really have always been a Josh fan over a Drake's fan, especially nowadays. Josh Nichols was a great character. I always thought he was the funnier one of the two, and his character development and progression was so much better. In season 1, we see Josh as this dorky little socially awkward guy, and as he progresses and moves through the seasons, he becomes more, socially aware. He's able to interact more. He's able to become great and have better scenes with all the characters here. And, he doesn't have to just be the fat kid. That's what kind of Josh Peck talked about, how that's kind of how it started for him. But as he moved on and, he lost that weight and was able to develop more with his character and become deeper in scenes. Like I said, Josh has done a great episode from season 4 where Josh is able to become a lot deeper of a character here. I just think his progression and growth as a character was really, really great to see on the show. One of my favorite character transformations of all time, especially in any childhood show, where that is something that's really hard to do. And for Drake here, I actually do like Drake in the show, but Drake was always a very one-note character. He pretty much remains the same throughout the entire series. Someone who tries to be cool and a ladies' man, but he does have a lot of great episodes as well, showing where he can change and become better for himself. One example, of course, was when Drake and Josh are doing the bet to see who can get the most dates, and Drake ends up, really liking this girl named Carly, and he ends up revealing that he can be honest with people and, being more true to himself. So I think he has some great character development as well. But to be honest with you, Josh honestly just blows him away as a character, in my opinion. And for that reason, Josh will always be my favorite from the show. And can we also talk about the legendary side characters that this show has? You have Crazy Steve, honestly the best and funniest character, side character I should say, on the show. And you have characters like Helen and Gavin and Walter, of course. Walter is hilarious as well, and the stuff that they get into and Walter gets stuck in. It's really great. I love the scene where they hit him with the meatballs, and then also when the car hood gets slammed on him. It's really, really great slapstick humor that they use on Walter each and every time. And like I said, legendary side characters on this show, always making strong impressions on you. I also mentioned as well that they had 2 TV movies here, Drake and Josh Go Hollywood and Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. 2 of the ultimate classics here for TV movies. And starting out here with Drake and Josh Go Hollywood, this was a great one, especially in the opening scene here where they're trying to fly Megan out to Denver, and they ended up actually flying her out to Los Angeles, and they have to go out to Los Angeles. And Josh here, he ends up going to the bathroom, and he overhears that the guy in TRL, the guy for the music show, canceled on him, and he kind of shows him Drake. So then Drake is able to, play here. But we have a little bit of mix-up here on the plane when Drake and Josh end up flying. They end up taking a Geo that has confidential, secret money printing objectives on it. So basically they're being hunted down here this whole time. And, they end up, of course, getting caught by these people. And you find out how insane and real this is, that this person's top 10 most wanted by the FBI. And, they get caught up in this, and you see all the money that they're able to print out and the situation that they're in. And of course, the unlikely source to help out Drake and Josh, Megan here, comes to the rescue. And that was a great thing to see, Megan helping out Drake and Josh here, and eventually Drake, with the help from a police escort here, was able to get on TRL and show off his song to the world, and it was a great TV movie here. Definitely, like I said, one of the best ones from childhood show here. Absolute instant classic. And then another one here that actually took place like a year after the show was concluded in 2008, Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. Another fun one that I always like watching on Christmas, and that is going to be where Drake and Josh, of course, start off their Christmas as usual. Their family, or Walter and Audrey, are out going on vacation. Drake ends up making a promise to a little girl that he was going to give her the best Christmas ever. But at the after party on the premiere roof, Josh gets tangled up here with the cops, and they misunderstand what's going on. But him and Drake, because Drake also gets caught up into it, they get sentenced, and the judge basically grants them the wish that Mary Alice wants from Drake here, for him to give her the best Christmas ever. And if their family says yes, then they're off the hook. But if not, they go back to jail. And they have this crazy probation officer who just freaking gets in their face and just hates Christmas and everything like that. But it's a really great Christmas show, and it's a really great Christmas movie here. You get to see the interaction between them and this foster family, like I said, with Mary Alice. A lot of recognizable faces on this as well. I love the part where they go and get a Christmas tree, where they go and do the crazy concert here out in the street. And of course, when Sally here, Crazy Steve's Sally here, ends up destroying their house, thinking that it was going to snow, and it ends up destroying the house, like I said. But in the end, it all works out. And they have Megan here sort of mess the probation officer, and then they're able to find out from the probation officer's mom here that the reason why he doesn't like Christmas, and then they're able to send him a monkey, and that ends up being the thing that he really likes, and makes him not as bitter to them. And eventually, of course, at the end, they're able to say that they have the best Christmas ever. And Crazy Steve's Sally here ends up, finally blooming snow, and it was a really great ending, just all them playing in the snow. Another one of the classic TV movies here. So yeah, in closing here, Drake and Josh was an absolute childhood classic here. It's still funny to these days. I see clips of it all the time on TikTok and YouTube here. It is a great show to watch. Definitely want to get into if you have kids or someone who like a younger brother or sister. Definitely get them on this show. Don't let them watch the crap that they're playing nowadays on TV. Get them on something good like this. This was a absolute instant classic to watch as a child here. And like I said, even still holds up to this day. Has amazing episodes. All episodes are great. Great character development, great side characters, and also 2 great TV movies as well. So here for the one show recommendation, I always do these as well for my TV series reviews. And for this one, I'm going to give it to The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. If you like, again, 2 brothers getting into shenanigans, kind of like what Drake and Josh do, they get into situations. Sweet Life of Zach and Cody is kind of a similar presence. It is on, of course, the Disney Channel, so it's on the competitor from Disney and Nickelodeon here. But that one was great as well. Another childhood classic there, where of course, twins Zach and Cody get into the shenanigans, and they get into problems at the Tipton Hotel. So that is a great, strong recommendation here if you like Drake and Josh. And here for the tier for Drake and Josh, this one is a strong elite tier for me. This is a great, great show here. One of my favorites. Like I said, it's my favorite teen or childhood TV show of all time. And I think a lot of you who have seen Drake and Josh will agree with me on that. And comment down below your favorite Drake and Josh moment, or your favorite Drake and Josh season here. I would love to hear your opinions on that. So yeah, that's going to do it here for the video. Take care, everyone, and peace out.